Hello everyone and welcome to this September 23rd, 2014 installment of Photo Finds. I'm your host, Nick Russo. Thanks so much for stopping by this week, and let's begin. But before we begin, let me point out a few precursors. I mentioned last week on the show that this would be an episode based around Halloween Horror Nights, and for various reasons that couldn't happen. We are going to have a Halloween Horror Nights episode of Photo Finds, possibly next week or the following week, but the only opportunity I got to go to the event this last week was a technical rehearsal, and I didn't want to show that because it just wasn't up to par with what I wanted to show. But now the event is, and so we'll have an episode on that soon enough. So, where we're at this week is Epcot's Food and Wine Festival, and we're heading right into the front gates, getting a look at the front marquee. It's very similar, if not exact, to what it was last year and years prior. Heading on into the World Showcase, just getting a look at the walls over here to the left of Ellen's Energy Adventure. They are still up. And the first booth or area of the festival that we're going to take a look at is the Puerto Rico section, and this area struck me because it was the only area in the entire festival at this particular time. There was music going on, and this was a very active area of the event. A lot of participation from the audience. They were dancing along with these performers here. A lot of people were enjoying the food over here. And also, let me point out another precursor. We're not going to get a look or talk a lot about every single booth, and I'm not even going to show every booth in this episode because some of these booths are seasoned and have been here for quite a while, so if you can get out to the event, definitely do. But I'm not going to show every single booth or talk too much about them. I will show some decorations here behind the Scotland booth. It's a Hawaii booth. And now we're heading into the port of entry shop that they have over here in World Showcase, and they have it rethemed to the food and wine and have a ton of merchandise in here. They always do. Gotta look up at these wine glasses, champagne glasses, black and gold Mickey Mouse ears. I don't know if the colors have any significance. We have UCF in the area, but I'm sure that's not it. Have a moonshine area set up right here dead center in the shop. And then a whole Guinness display, complete with cups and apparel. And then over to the back of this store, they have a Christmas display set up already. Kind of easing our way into the holiday season with food and wine. Over here on this table, you can see two things. Over to the left is the Duffy Bear, and over to the right is the official 2014 Food and Wine Festival Apron. And here is that official 2014 Chef Duffy Bear. Over to the front of the shop, they have some novelty t-shirts. And heading outside, directly across from that port of entry store, is the desserts and champagne booth, and there's a look up at the menu. Across from the desserts and champagne booth, they have this kind of spa display set up where they have salts and bath soaps and things like that available. There's a look at the salts and some wine soaps that they have here. A little more down around World Showcase, they have several of these festival shops. Here's just a look at one of them, and a lot of the same things that are for sale here were for sale in that port of entry store right in the front of World Showcase. This isn't a cast member, this is just a guest wearing I don't think they were selling these at the event. These are homemade. There's a group of people wearing these shirts, and I just thought they were kind of cool. You could check off the booths that you have visited at the event. It's a good idea. Look at the Ireland booth. And then coming about a quarter of the way through World Showcase, these boat docks back here, they have another display for food and wine set up. This is the Brazil Pavilion, the Brazil booth, one of the only booths at the event that I saw that was pretty much dead, nobody in line. There's a menu board of Brazil. This is one of the areas that they kind of renovated for the event. They had some construction walls up a few weeks ago, and they made this all themed to Brazil over here, and it's a nice seating area. The seating area was bustling, but the booth itself was not. Now, heading over to the Morocco booth, this is one of the booths I visited and gave my money to. This spicy shrimp egg roll caught my eye, and it definitely caught my palate as well. It was delicious. There's another view of it from the top. I couldn't put my finger on exactly what that sauce was on the top. I don't think this is a new menu item for Morocco, but it was delicious. Here's another one of those festival shops. This one is a little bit different because they have this Whiskers and Wine original painting set up out here. This lady paints cats and can do a custom one for your cat if you so desire. And I wanted to get a look at this year's tray. So this, of course, is the tray that you can get to put your food and drink on and free up one hand so you're not walking around with too many hands full. The Eat to the Beat Information Center, or the booth, was closed at this particular time. And here's the Hops and Barley Market. Of course, this is the American booth of World Showcase. And the Florida grass-fed beef slider with pimento cheese is a new item this year. Third one down on that menu. The Italy Pavilion. Again, we're not talking too much about these. I keep calling them pavilions, but they're booths, aren't they? Got to get that through my head. The Germany area is one of the very much larger areas. Again, this was behind some construction walls weeks ago, but the Germany area is probably the largest area in the whole festival because they have several booths and a lot of seating. Farm Fresh is one of two new booths. Now, they do have a Florida booth every year, but until this year, it was called something else. I think it was just called Florida Fresh. But this year it's called Farm Fresh. It's over here toward the left of World Showcase if you were coming in. New Zealand is another booth that wasn't getting too much activity at this particular time. And here's the second brand new booths of the event. Patagonia. Brand new this year, and this is another booth that I gave my money to. I got the beef empanada, and it was absolutely delicious. I think I made two great decisions. Spent only about $10, but just to warn you, I wasn't there for that long, so $10 is only going to get you a couple of things, and if you're going to spend a few hours there, plan on spending a lot more than that. That's usually how it goes. But this beef empanada, it was delicious. It had some very unique spices in it and some different kinds of peppers. I enjoyed it. There's a topiary, Mickey Mouse, making a salad over here and another marquee. This is between Future World and World Showcase. Heading into Mouse Gear, they have some plates and china and kitchenware that you can't get really. I don't think they were selling this at those festival markets around World Showcase. These seemed exclusive to Mouse Gear. From what I saw, it's a pretty decent-sized display. And while in here at Mouse Gear, they had a Halloween display set up as well. Wanted to grab a picture of that. Heading into the festival center now, they have this guy, William Silvers, over here doing some watercolor paintings, and we'll see the gallery that they have set up behind him in a moment. There's another festival market in here, several of the same items that you can get all around the event. Here's the main stage that they have set up, and a close-up on the set for this year. Thermador. The set is, as you can see, presented by Thermador. They have a wine seminar going on over here to the left of the main stage. Now, I'm not sure which one is the main stage, if this one or that Thermador one was the main stage. I believe the other one was because it's larger. And these are separate ticketed special events that you can add on to your experience at the Food and Wine Festival, of course. There's the wine shop that they have every year. And just a little, just wanted to point this out. You don't actually have to be 21 or show an ID to walk around this area. I thought that was interesting because in most other liquor stores you do have to show an ID even just to be in the shop, but they weren't asking for ID. And this is a new thing that they have in the Festival Center this year, this kind of back to basics stage that they have set up over to the right of the Festival Center. And at this particular time, this gentleman was talking about the harvesting and making of coffee. And they have a few different seminars for that back to basics thing, but it is new. look at the rechargeable gift cards that you can get for friends and family. And then Cutco is another sponsor that they have over here. Now, for some reason, they had moved this Cutco booth. Before, they were more set up over by the wine shop over in the light, but actually they moved it over here to this dark corner of the festival center, which I don't know why, but I don't think the cast members were too happy. Actually, they weren't cast members. They were working for Cutco, but they weren't too thrilled about being moved over into the dark corners of the festival center. And over by the Cutco display is where the watercolor, I think these are all watercolors, painted by that gentleman we saw, William Silvers, before he was doing some live painting, and they have a display set up with all of his work over here for sale, I believe, as well. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this week in Photo Finds. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next week guys, have fun. Bye.